News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
A political practices complaint filed against Mayor John Engen. Good morning, everyone. This is Montana Morning. It's Monday, October the 5th, 2015. Right now, the sky's clear. We do have a frost warning, by the way, until 9 this morning. I should say a freeze warning. It's 34 degrees in Missoula right now. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excellence to every job. Call 214-4292. Our top story this morning, Missoula County Republican Party filed a political practices complaint against Missoula Mayor John Engen last Thursday. It claims that Engen accepted political donations higher than state law allows from two contributors, State Senator Cliff Larson and WGM Group President Brent Campbell. A line in the complaint notes that WGM Group is, quote, an engineering firm that's contracted with the city of Missoula multiple occasions throughout Mayor Engen's time in office to the tune of millions of dollars, end quote. And Republican County Chair Von Dean Hopkins-Kopetsky hopes the Political Practices Commissioner Jonathan Modell will investigate this relationship.
I'm not sure if the inference is cronyism as much as it just is a question of, is there an expectation on the part of Mr. Campbell that in donating to Mayor Engen's campaign that I guess it's kind of a pay-to-play sort of question.
A major feature of the complaint is a flyer for a fundraiser that occurred October 4th of 2013. Hopkins-Kopetsky says the fundraiser should have been reported by Engen and that the complaint is similar to that of a recent case against law firm Datsopoulos, McDonald & Lynn and Sheriff T.J. McDermott, in which a commissioner ruled the unreported fundraiser to be an illegal contribution.
The flyer that went out advertising the fundraiser addresses the fact that there were several notables there. Governor Bullock was there and several other people, and he did it in conjunction with a homecoming celebration. But the flyer does identify this as a fundraiser for Mayor Engen. It's got Mayor Engen's picture on it. Part of our complaint addresses the fact that fundraisers are supposed to be reported, we believe, as in-kind donations to the candidate.
Mayor Engen's Director of Communications, Ginny Miriam, said on Friday that the charges are, quote, unfounded, and said an explanation will be released to the public later today. Falling enrollment seems to be the new normal at the University of Montana. Vice President for Integrated Communications, Peggy Kaur, has the numbers released Friday.
We are announcing our overall student head count for the fall, which is 13,358 students. We are down by about 4%, 4.3% from a year ago in the fall.
Kaur said the trend nationally is a reduction in enrollment.
There is actually a report that came out yesterday about admissions directors at colleges and universities across the United States. And when they were surveyed, more than half said they were very concerned about meeting enrollment goals.
With fewer students, Kaur said, comes greater competition.
For the state of Montana, there are fewer Montana high school students graduating, and there is more competition for that lower number, not only by all the institutions in the state of Montana, but by all the outside institutions.
Last week, MSU announced a record enrollment of 15,688, an increase of 1.7%. MSU's School of Engineering has grown by 57% in the last 5 years. UM does not offer an engineering program. After the deadly shootings in Oregon Friday, in which 9 students were killed and 9 others were wounded, the question to University of Montana Police Chief Marty Ludeman is, how safe are students on the Missoula campus?
We have 15 full-time officers. We're on the campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like every police department in everybody else's community. We're a certified department, just like Missoula Police, Missoula Sheriff. So we have officers there that do patrols.
Ludeman said his officers also receive special training to guard against just such an attack as occurred in Oregon.
We've been engaged in active shooter training for about almost 2 years now, and we do that on campus. And in the school district 1, we've reached out to them also and did some trainings there along with the sheriff's office, city police.
Ludeman said he has no opinion one way or another as to whether students should be allowed to have concealed carry permits. Current policy forbids anyone except uniformed officers from carrying firearms on campus. The trial of a 74-year-old Libby man accused of shooting and killing another man at his living room and then not reporting it for 18 hours has been pushed back. Henry Schroeder's trial was scheduled to start last month but has been rescheduled for January. Billings and Missoula officials are renewing their call to state lawmakers to allow them to criminalize public intoxication. City officials asked a legislative panel on last week to revive a failed bill that would have lifted a prohibition on local governments from creating public intoxication ordinance. The state policy behind that prohibition says people should be offered treatment and not be prosecuted because they're drunk. Missoula police are seeking information about a hit-and-run accident that occurred at Brooks and Paxson on Wednesday of last week at about 9 a.m. Public Information Officer Travis Welsh has more.
18-year-old female with a skateboard was crossing Brooks Street in the intersection at Paxson. Vehicle traveling southbound on Paxson made a left turn onto Brooks and struck the pedestrian, knocking her down.
Welsh said the driver of the vehicle continued on her way without stopping.
The vehicle continued with its turn and then traveled away from the scene northbound on Brooks. Did not return, did not stop and identify herself. Apparently did not stop and attempt to render aid to the pedestrian.
Welsh said there's no description of the driver other than she's an elderly white female driving a white Subaru Outback with an unknown license plate. Anybody who may have been a witness to this incident has to contact the traffic investigator, Stan Fullerton, at 552-6300. The victim was not seriously injured and refused medical treatment. A bow hunter has been injured in an encounter with a lone grizzly bear in northwest Montana. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks grizzly bear management specialist Mike Maydell said the man is expected to recover from wounds to his head and legs. Maydell told the Great Falls Tribune the encounter occurred Saturday on private land at the Muddy Creek drainage about 20 miles northwest of Choteau. A Hamilton woman who pleaded guilty to providing alcohol to a minor and inhaling canned air with her children has been sentenced to 10 years in prison with 5 years suspended. The Ravalli Republic newspaper reports 39-year-old Andrea Yvonne Hill was ordered Wednesday to undergo treatment offered by the Montana Department of Corrections. Hill's attorneys say the 10 months their clients already served was sufficient punishment. The judge disagreed, saying Hill is not ready to be out on probation. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
It's a cold start this morning, but temperatures will rebound nicely thanks to ample sunshine. Towards the afternoon, we'll see your highs climbing into the mid to upper 60s. We'll drop back into the mid-30s tonight with 70s in the forecast on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.